Yo, what up, guys? In this video, I'm going to share with you how we collected $79,830 in 7 days, all while I was traveling in the middle of Utah for my girlfriend's sister's wedding. You can see a little picture right over here of me and my girl on the wedding. I'll zoom in on that real quick. It was a beautiful venue. It was a lot of fun, but a lot of delayed flights and a lot of moving pieces, to say the least, in this venture to get there. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to break down how we did almost $80,000 cash collected in 70 days. I put 80 because it probably is it's just a little bit easier to say than type out the exact number. But all of this that I want to keep in mind and share with you inside this video is strictly just cold traffic. This isn't something where we put up a launch and we're launching a new program or we're just maximizing all of our organic leads. This is strictly just cold traffic. And that's what I want to share with you in this video today is how you can get similar results yourself, or at least learn from some of the things that we did. Because at the end of the day, warm traffic and cold traffic are completely different. And if you can do it once with cold traffic, you can do it 10 more times with cold traffic once you have your numbers and KPIs down. So you can see over here, here's a quick little screenshot. I'll break all the numbers down here in a second, but you can see we spent a little less than 8K on ads and collected about 80,000. So a little over a 10.4 return on cash. And then revenue, we did about a 16.5 return on revenue. I'm not a big component of, finalizing numbers based off of revenue, because if you think about it, revenue is not always promised. Yes, you can sign agreements, but life happens. I always like to make my numbers and my decisions based off of cash. So with that being said, the date was July 22nd through July 29th. Let me just show you, I'll give you the actual breakdown of it. But before I do that, if you're not familiar with who I am or what I do, my company, Authority Income Accelerator, we help coaches scale from 6 to 7 figures. And I'm going to break down my team structure. And honestly, my entire goal of these videos is just to be an open book for you, so you can see what it actually takes to build these type of companies to certain numbers. And you might be somebody on here saying, well, $80,000 in 7 days is unheard of. Or you might be someone that's saying, well, $80,000 in 7 days, Justin, I've done that in a day. It doesn't matter. The point is, what I'm trying to get to you with is we have a specific strategy that I want to share with you, and hopefully you can learn from it. But if your ego's too involved and you don't want to learn, then you can get out of the video. But with that being said, for the ones that want to learn it, I will kind of just show you what the numbers actually look like. And again, we're not perfect. This isn't our best numbers. This isn't our worst numbers. I'm just here to show you the numbers from a 7-day cycle of a pretty decent week, in my opinion. So you could check over here. We use everything inside Looker Studio to have this dashboard. I actually hired someone, paid them a lot of money to have this developed, because we're really big on KPIs inside our company. So you can see over here, July 22nd through 29th, we did 79,830 collected. And you can see we took 26 calls, 24 actually showed up. And actually, my bad, 26 calls and 20 actually showed up. I think there was like 2 that got rescheduled into like the next week. That's why it's not reporting there. But we had about an 83% show rate, which is good. Usually we're around 70 to 75%. I'm happy with my team. Anything below that, we're going in and seeing what we can increase with that. But solid show rate, and then also a solid close rate. We closed 55%. So in this week, we closed 11 deals. And I'm going to break all this down for you on like what our pricing structure is, how we closed at 55%, and then some sticky notes that I have for you as we go along. So let's just jump into it. So right now, at the time of this video, our current offer is $8,000 pay in full, or it's a 10K payment plan if you need to stretch it out. Now, again, the biggest change that we had is we turned down a lot of clients, a lot of prospects that want to work with us, because what we found is the best way for us to scale and for our clients to get the best results is we have to be very specific on the type of people that we work with. So If someone comes to us and they're doing less than 10K a month, we say, hey, it's not a good fit right now. Go watch my YouTube videos, go learn some of this stuff before you can come through here and learn this. Because if you're just starting a business and you don't know how to do this and you just put a lot of money into ads, you end up probably not going to have a sustainable business. Now, there are certain case scenarios. Maybe someone exited a business and they're starting up something new, but they have that business experience. That's another scenario of people that we work with. But if someone's like a complete newbie and they're doing less than 10K a month, again, I respect it, but they're just not a good fit with our program. So my current team is I have one setter, two sales reps, one client success manager, and one VA. Now, I'll break this down. We have coaching calls. Like, we give a lot of support inside our company. And I think that's one of the reasons why we have a really solid close rate consistently, is because of the features and what we offer inside our company compared to most. And I'll give you a pretty solid breakdown of how that looks in here. But we have coaching calls Monday through Friday. I personally run the Monday and Wednesday, even though I probably in the near future will be removing access to one of these, and Alec will be running two of them. Alec is a client success coach. He's actually one of my first clients I ever had that I consulted with way back in the day. And he's a great coach to have. Like, I've not found somebody better suited for a client success management position than him. And I've already gone through two other client success managers, and this is the best of the best that I've found. And if you get in the program, you'd understand he just genuinely cares, and he's really good at what he does. But he runs the Tuesday calls. Ecom Woody is another one of my clients. We helped him scale from, I think he was doing like 1.5K a month to, we helped him go to 150K cash collected month. He's in the ecom space, ecom coaching, and we have him running a call on Thursday. I think this is one of the great benefits of our company is you get to learn from people that have gone through and actually seen results with this exact system. So he runs the Thursday calls. Joe, me and Joe have been working together for a very, very long time, to say the least. And when it comes to sales and sales training, I don't know anybody else that does as good as a job as him. So he runs the Friday calls, and those are usually sales training calls. That's essentially how the structure is played out. As you can see, just kind of going over these numbers over here, I thought this was interesting because I get asked this question. It's like, how much should I put into retargeting? We aim for, what I tell our clients is between 10 and 20% is what you want to do in retargeting. You can see we spent 7.6K on ads and we did 79. Okay. So we have a 10X return. And when you're putting money into cold traffic, a 2X return is solid, right? Because if you can get a 2X return, you spend $100,000, you make $200,000, you're left with $100,000. Obviously you got to pay out some to your team and other expenses, but a 2X return can be very solid. And if you look at some of these big companies, like one of my friends, he's doing like 2 to 3 mil a month, and they're getting like a 2.3, if they're lucky, a 3X return on ad spend. Obviously they're spending more in ads, but still, it's where a lot of people, they don't really understand the importance of this number, because it's like, hey, if I give you, how we're operating this week is every time I spent $1, I got $10 back. So the question always comes is, how often are you going to spend that dollar? And the answer is as many times as I can. And we were able to only do it about 8,000 times. So I want to get that up. And that's why I brought on another sales rep who is transitioning into full-time, as well as I just started this week training another setter. So this is about to be 2 setters, 2 sales reps. And I think this is going to be a really good indicator for us to get consistent 80K weeks with like the new lineup that we have into play. So that's our ad spend. How we closed at 55% is the next thing I want to go over. It's important to know that you don't want to make decisions based off of a week to run your business. The reason I'm showing you this is just to highlight a big week we had and hopefully motivate some of you guys and show you like, hey, like we're legit at what we do. If you haven't found that out yet, just go through my videos on this page, check out some of the client success interviews. We've got a ton that we're still uploading. But point being is, it's important to make decisions on a 4-week basis. So I want to give you the full raw truth is we didn't end up closing the month at a 55% close rate. We ended up closing the month at a 35% close rate. We ended up closing 21 deals. And the big thing you can see in the difference is, right here, our cost per acquisition was only $766 to close an 8 or 10K deal, right? Which is solid. Like that's that's below KPI. So I'll take that all day long. And even right here, we ended up being around $1,500 to close a deal, and we ended up closing 21 deals of our high ticket offer. So I like this number for my company right now. I mean, I'm fine with it getting up to even $2,500 if I have to. But obviously, when we have weeks where it's at, 800, less than $800, it's a pretty solid week. The sales team's good. The company's growing good. So I just want to be upfront and honest with you is like, you want to make decisions on a 4-week basis and not just a week basis to determine what your actual closing rate is and your numbers and stuff like that. One of the things that we did to really get this number to 55% in this week, and we've had months where we closed in 55, even up to 65% close rate. And a lot of the main things that we had or we have, and I tell our clients as well, is you need to have some sort of incentive for your prospect to make a decision on the call. Most of the time people get on a call and they're like, yep, here's my offer. So you want to do it? And they're like, oh yeah, it sounds cool, but I got to think about it. What do you need to think about? Okay, well, you said this, and then you go down this role of just putting sales pressure on people. I don't like that. I like to incentivize the right type of people to make an action on the call. And that's what I always tell our clients is like, hey, the ones that decide to move forward on the call always get the best results. So that's why we have an incentive. And that's an incentive, a bonus, however you want to call it. But you just need to have something to get a decision on the call. And a no is just as good as a yes. We actually encourage most of our prospects to tell us no. We say, hey, tell us no if this isn't a good fit for you. So the key is really just to get them to give you a decision on the call. Some examples could be, hey, we'll set up your ads with you. We'll offer you one-on-one support. We'll give you XYZ, or we'll give you a ticket to the mastermind, if whatever it is, right? Like you can get so creative with so many different options right here. The next thing goes into having more of a nurture sequence, because again, you got to remember cold traffic is a lot different than warm traffic. One of the biggest mistakes a lot of our clients make is they might already have a brand online and they're hitting big months, but they're just maxing out their organic and they're not having another stream of cold traffic coming through. So that's what I always say. You need to have some sort of middle of funnel to convert. And there's a lot of different ways to do this. You give away like a free mini course just so they can get more content from you. You could direct them to your YouTube channel, like I have you guys watching this video right now, so you can get more familiar with me, my teaching style, the client results that I have. Something that you're nurturing them with more information and more details about you and your business and who you are and how you've helped your clients out. And there's a lot of ways to do this, but just know you need to have that. That's one of the biggest mistakes I see our clients make is they just don't understand the difference between cold and warm, because a client that has a big audience and they're so used to selling to organic, it's so much easier to close organic warm leads rather than cold traffic that has no idea who you are. So you got to warm them up. And I always call it the 6-hour rule of content. How can you get 6 hours worth of content to your client before they have an opportunity to close on the call with you? And that's one of the easiest ways, is just having a YouTube channel and putting out content out there like I am. So feel free to model off of me if you'd like, but that's just one of the easy ways. You just have to have some sort of way for them to digest your information and make sure that you are actually real and who you say you are. The next thing is you need to be the authority in your space. If you're running cold traffic and you don't have an authoritative stance in your industry, it's going to be very hard to convert. Again, when we bring clients on board, we have all kinds of, like, currently, I think we have like 260 clients inside AIA, all high ticket clients, and everyone has a set of different issues when they first come in, right? But one of the biggest ones is they're just not a authority in the space. So we help our clients become an authority and look like an authority. And if you want to look like authority, you have to be an authority, right? So this isn't something that happens overnight, but some of the things you can do is just having more educational content out there, interviewing higher level people. There's all kinds of different ways you can do it, but you have to have that authoritative stance because it's like if you check out, for example, my Instagram, you go to it, you can tell this guy is an authority. He's got over 100,000 followers. He's posting consistently. He's posting about stuff that's actually relevant, and I'm learning something new. That's the authoritative stance that you want to have. So I want to wrap it up here with some sticky notes for you. And sticky notes are literally sticky notes that I have on I have two computer screens here that I have on here just to help me remember and grow my business and live a fulfilled life. And those two I want to leave you with is the number one, and I mentioned this earlier, is the only way to make educated decisions inside my company is having at least 4 weeks worth of data. A lot of new clients that come on board, whenever they show us their ads, they show us like yesterday's numbers. And immediately the first thing I tell them is, hey, I need 14 days at least worth of data. If you've got 4 weeks, let's do that. The more data, the better. And especially when you start building data like this, I don't make decisions based off of this. I would change this. I can't change it on here because it's a screenshot, but I would change this to the full month or at least the last 4 weeks to get accurate numbers on where I'm at, because business is a roller coaster. And if you're making decisions on a daily basis or a weekly basis, you're not going to make it very far. I promise you. The best thing you can do is just commit to making decisions right now on a 4-week basis inside your business. And the last one I want to leave you with, it's a quote out of a book that I was reading. I can't remember what the book was called, but this one really helps me out a lot because, again, business is a roller coaster. Life is a roller coaster. You have a lot of ups and you have a lot of downs. But at the end of the day, you experience the world not as it is, but as you are. And that just goes to show it's like if things are going bad, you can flip that scenario around and look at that as, hey, well, things are going bad. I'm having more problems, but these problems are going to lead to more opportunities and it's going to help me grow my business. So this is actually a good thing rather than a bad thing. And it just comes down to how at the end of the day, nothing is either good or bad. It just is what it is. And your experience and how you judge your emotion on that and how you shape your world is completely up to you. So I'll leave it with you on that. If you guys want help scaling, again, if you're doing over 10K a month and you have the funds to invest into ads, we always love bringing on new clients that are serious about growth. And we've got a system that I genuinely don't see anyone else out there doing anything remotely similar to what we're doing. People try, but what we've developed over the past 6-7 years in a business is something that just is blowing companies out of the water. And if you're a company that with an established offer, you've sold your offer previously and it's proven and you have funds to invest in ads and you're doing over 10K a month, you can click the link. I'll always leave a link down below in these videos where you can book a call with us and see if it might be a good fit for you. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.